Today, I'm going to give you a tour of Gadget by building a simple to-do list app. Gadget is a full-stack, single-stack app development platform that simplifies app development, deployment, hosting, and scaling by setting up your app's infrastructure and taking care of repetitive boilerplate tasks like authentication. This means that you'll be able to build and run web apps faster than ever before. I'm going to start by going to gadget.new. I'm going to select the web app type and I'll give my app a name, just my to-do list. This will spin up my new Gadget app for me, which will include a Postgres database, Node backend, and React frontend. And my entire app stack is going to be serverless and live on the internet. So my development environment is on the same infrastructure I use for production, which makes deployment very easy. I'm also going to do all of my building here in the Gadget web editor, but we also have a CLI tool that allows you to build in your local editor, whether that's VS Code or Cursor. And when you bring down your project locally, that also enables Git-based source control. So you can manage your entire full stack app with source control like you would any other app. I'll start my actual build by adding a to-do model to my app. When I do this, Gadget's running Postgres migrations under the hood for me, so I've got my to-do table with some default fields. I'll add an item field to actually store my to-do description. It can be a string and I'll make it required. And then I'll add an isComplete field, and this is a Boolean that I will default to false. So I'm now done building my database layer for my to-do app. I'm also finished building my backend because when I create data models in Gadget, a CRUD API is automatically generated for me. And you can see here we have create, delete, and update actions. These are serverless node functions and they're completely extensible. I can add whatever custom code I want to these functions. If I want to go ahead and make a request to a separate service or send myself a text message congratulating myself when I complete a to-do item, I can do that here. And as I add data models and actions, Gadget is going to auto-generate API documentation unique to my app. This will show me how to call all of my actions, read and write data. We have samples in JavaScript, React, or the underlying GraphQL queries and mutations that power your Gadget app's API. Because Gadget is Node, there is a package JSON included in your project, so you can also install any libraries or clients that you normally use when building web apps. The last thing I need to do is build my app front end. First, let's preview our default just by clicking here. You can see this is my to-do list -- development for my development environment, .gadget.app. And this is my React front end. Auth is built in. There's Google SSO or email password. I'm just going to sign in with Google. And this is our signed in route. I'm going to edit this to make it my to-do list instead of this picture of myself. But this is my default template. So this is live on the internet. Now let's go ahead, add some CSS, add a bit of React code so I can interact with that backend with that API I've already generated. So I'm going to go back to my Gadget editor here. I'm going to open the web folder, which is my front end. I've got an API client unique to my app that's already been initialized. There's my routes. I'm going to change my signed in route and some default scaffolding in components. I'm just going to paste over CSS, just make my app look a little nicer. Nothing special about the CSS I'm adding in here. And then I'll paste in React code into signed in. This is just plain old React. There's nothing special about it other than I am using my pre-initialized API client as well as some useful React hooks provided by Gadget. And this just makes it easy to read and write using your APIs in a nice Reactful way. If I check out my front end, you see hot module reloading has taken care of updating this for me, and I'm ready to start testing out my app. So as my first to do, I can do build to-do list. Check, that's good. I can do shoot to-do video. And then I can do edit video. And build to-do list is complete, so I can mark that one off. If I go back to Gadget, I can take a look at my data page and see that as I interact with my app and call my APIs, I am updating data in my development environment. If I'm happy with my app, I can go ahead and deploy to production now. If I click deploy, what I would normally do is enter my production Google OAuth credentials. I'm not going to do that now. I'll just force deploy. And because Gadget's development environment is the same as the production environment's infrastructure, all we need to do is bundle your assets, minify everything for the front end, run database migrations, and then restart your production app. And your users will have access to your latest features and bug fixes. So now that I've deployed, I can go to my production environment, preview my app, and here we go. Let's sign in once again with Google OAuth. And I am now in my production to-do list ready to be used. Now let's walk through some additional Gadget features that are pretty groovy. Gadget also has a plugin system that includes our connections. And these connections handle all the boilerplate required when building Shopify or BigCommerce apps. Out of the box, you'll get a fully set up embedded front-end app. And things like OAuth, front-end session token management, and webhook subscriptions will be taken care of for you. And this is on top of Gadget handling your entire full-stack app's infrastructure, deployment, and scaling. One of my favorite Gadget features is Autocomponents. Autocomponents are instantly generated forms and data tables that you can write in as little as one line of React. Because Gadget is aware of your data models and API, it can instantly generate these front-end components. These components are also extensible. You can treat them like you would any other front-end form or data table by adding custom features or styling as desired. Sign up for a free Gadget account and start building your next web app today.